Hey guys, so today I did a double feature. That's right, I watched Cinderella and I watched Frozen, which is our cheater movie, but I'm here to tell you what I think, okay? First, I loved Cinderella. Like, I was kind of expecting it to be another Snow White where I was watching it, I'd get a little bored, be like, it's a classic, so we appreciate it, but whatever. No, like, the whole movie, I was just like smiling. I was like, this is so good. Like, I loved it. I thought it was so good. The animation is definitely the old school animation. But again, I really appreciate that. There was some cool moments where it's like you could tell it's old, it's outdated, but for what it was at the time, it was really cool. They did like these great effects with like the lighting and like sunrise fading into sunset. It was super cool. Big fan. It was the first movie where I felt like of the older movies, I feel like they start to incorporate like the humor. One thing I absolutely loved that I didn't realize before is that the king is pushing his son to get married because he wants grandkids. Now, guys, let me tell you, this is real. I can tell you as someone in my 20s that parents wanting their kids to get married because they want to be a grandparent is a very real thing. It's 100% legit, and it busted me up laughing. I thought it was so funny. He cracks me up. There's also some comment where he was starting to get angry where his butler guy was like, "Sir, your blood pressure." And I'm like, what? This is great. Like, the humor has started. Disney has found that humor is the key, and I was such a fan. So let's dig into the scoring, okay? The song. A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes is what I determined to be like her main song. Excuse me. And I think, honestly, I want to give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was really good. It's not like super plot enriching necessarily, but it definitely shows us kind of like she's just this lighthearted person. It doesn't necessarily it doesn't push the story forward a lot. Like, there's a lot of pieces to it, but it's very hummable. It'll get stuck in your head, and it's just a jam. Like, I remember when the Disney Channel stars when I was a kid, like, remixing it. And so it's still a bop in its own way. So it's 7 out of 10. As far as her as a role model, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give her, what was it? A 9. A 9 out of 10. Yes, a 9 out of 10. She's great. No, 10 out of 10. She gets a 10 out of 10. I'm changing it. I'm changing that number right now. She gets a 10 out of 10. I don't have a reason to not give her a 10 out of 10. She's great. Even though she's being treated terribly, she's getting things taken away from her, promises revoked, just being treated poorly. She keeps her head up. Like, even when the stepmother and whatnot are like, hey, you can go to the ball, but here's all these chores you have to finish first. And she kind of gets to the end and she's realized, like, I can't go. She doesn't go to her room and cry. She's like, okay. And then she's like, yeah, it would have been nice to go to the ball, but it's fine. She's not like, woe is me, but she accepts her fate. She's sad. She lets herself feel her emotions, but she accepts it and she keeps her head up. And she just always looks to make the best of her circumstances. And I just really love it. Like, she's never mean. She's never like, oh, I have the worst stepmom in the world. Like, she doesn't speak poorly of these people. And I love that. So 10 out of 10 for me. Moral of the story, I felt it was just caring for others. I love the way she cared for the animals. We're back to the older Disney princesses having their animal sidekicks, which they care for and love. And I just love the way that even Lucifer, by the way, the cat's name was Lucifer. What? Sorry. That was a moment. But even Lucifer, the cat, like, that's like the evil cat, she still cares for him and she still treats him well. And I really love and admire that. And just caring for others, even when they don't treat you well. And it's kind of it's like when Jesus says, if someone, hurts you, then you turn your other cheek for them as well. It's kind of that turn your other cheek policy, always looking for the best in people, always looking to care for others. And so I was a big fan. So for Cinderella, we're going to go ahead and give her a 28. So let me see here. What do I want to do? I don't know, guys. Let me switch hands. So we got Belle and Mulan. And then we got Merida and Snow White. So Cinderella ranks higher than Belle and Mulan. Guys, this is hard. I'm trying to be super objective and not just be like, these are the ones I like the best. I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to. Oh, Mulan, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I don't mean anything by it. I'm gonna have to put Cinderella below Belle, but above Mulan. Guys. Oh, that hurts my heart. Okay, we're moving on. Frozen. Frozen was so good. It was really cool to watch Frozen immediately after Cinderella. Like, I finished Cinderella, I got up, I changed my laundry to the dryer, and then I came and sat down and I watched Frozen. Like, I did back to back, like, legit. And it was very cool. One, the animation has grown by leaps and bounds. The water, the hair, the snow. Guys, just go watch the animation. It's incredible. The detail is wonderful. I loved it. I think Anna is so relatable. I also think Elsa is super relatable. I have issues. I have issues with the parents, and the troll. Grandpappy, the troll, never explains why he needs to remove the memory of magic from Anna. Like, it's not explained. It doesn't really make sense to me. And I don't like it because it hurt their relationship as sisters. And I'm not okay with that. Like, no, sisters got to stick together. We need to support this. Like, that frustrated me, especially watching Anna. Like, Anna's hurt, even though this movie came out, like, when I was, like, I think I was, like, 17 or 18 when this movie came out. I loved it. I remember my dad took me to see it. You know, shout out to my dad who took his high school daughter to see a Disney princess movie. You're the best, Dad. I love you. But we went and saw it, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, I loved the call out we've talked about of just you can't marry a man you just met. I love so much about it. It's great. But I really hate what they do to Anna. Like, this poor girl is just suffering. And, like, it's because they're like, oh, well, she can't even have a memory of Anna having magic. And I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I can see the hurt on Anna. And the older I've gotten, the more I've met people and experienced, like, this hurt of being separated from the people you love, being separated from a support system, and feeling that, like, rejection. Like, that's what Anna's feeling. She's feeling rejected by Elsa time and time again. And the more I've seen that in my life and felt that in my life, like, I'm just like, I don't like this. Like, I am not a fan. Anna deserved better. I wanted her to have better, but I really appreciated how real it was, and how they just showed, like, her desire to care for her sister, to be there with her sister, even though year after year her sister rejected her. She never really gave up on Elsa, and I love that. I also really understand when Elsa's like, it's just better for everyone that I just go live in my little isolation ice palace for forever. Like, I get it. I feel like these characters have great story arcs. I think they have fantastic motivation. I think they're both super relatable, even though they're both super different. Also, I've watched Frozen 2 very recently. Let me just say, now that I've watched Frozen again, while Frozen 2 hits on deeper topics, it's more mature topics. I think the animation's phenomenal. Should have got the Oscar. Different side rant. But Frozen was a much better movie in and of itself as far as character development. The characters are very one-dimensional in Frozen 2, and in Frozen, I feel like there's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of depth. So I really appreciate it. I think it's like this next level filmmaking that we're seeing in Frozen. Like, it's this new standard that we now all expect from Disney, of these deep characters that are relatable. They cover issues, like, it's so good. I'm a big fan of it. So for Frozen, I mean, guys, we're ringing in the highest score we've had so far. Again, remember, Belle, Mulan, they're my favorites. They're not getting the highest scores. I'm trying to be right here, okay? They're still my favorites. And wherever they are on that board, doesn't change that. They're forever my faves. But here's the thing. Let It Go. Come on. Do I even need to say the score? It's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. It won a Grammy. It won an Oscar. It won our hearts. I mean, there's nothing else to say. 10 out of 10. As far as role model, I'm going to give Anna a 9 out of 10. And Elsa, about an 8 out of 10. So we're going to average it together for a 9. We're calling it a 9 together, the combo of the two. Because here's the thing. They're both great. I think Elsa, while there's a lot of things about her that I would not want to emulate and I would not want to encourage especially the women or the girls that are in my life and in my influence to emulate, but I think there is a wonderful thing to be said about a girl who was raised with, I would argue, a toxic mentality about herself. I think her parents had kind of a toxic mentality about her powers that they raised her with, which you can see in Let It Go. But she is just trying to protect everyone else. So she's been raised with this mentality that she can and will hurt people, that she needs to stay away from people. And so while she does inflict a lot of hurt in that, she is genuinely trying to keep people safe. She thinks their lives are at risk and she wants to keep them safe. And so yes, Anna is hurt tremendously in that. But Elsa is raised with this toxic mentality that she will hurt someone. She is dangerous. She should not have relationships with anybody besides her parents. And that she, I think she does the best with the hand she's dealt, honestly. I think she does. And when she's like, oh, I can just go live in this ice palace, which, can we just talk about the animation of the ice palace for a hot second? Oh my gosh, amazing. Phenomenal. That whole scene. Animation, music, everything. Fabulous. But she's like, I'm going to go do this. And when you hear the words her and Anna sing to each other in the reprise, she's just like, I'm trying to hide away so you are safe. I can't cause any more harm. I can't do any of that. So she's like, okay, I'm accepting my powers. And in doing so, I know I need to be away from everybody. And that is a super self-sacrificing thing she's doing for what she believes is the betterment of everybody. And that's the whole rest of the movie is, even though her actions seem ridiculous, her motivation is always to protect others. It's great. But she does cause a lot of hurt, so that's why it's an 8. For Anna, she's just fabulous. The only reason I'm not giving her a 10 out of 10 is the whole Hans thing. And I know Hans, did her wrong, and he played the fool, and I'm just, nobody likes Hans. But she fell for it. She fell for it. That's all I have to say about that. She's fabulous. She's relatable. She wakes up with her hair crazy and drool on her chin. She is everyone's princess. So that means, I forgot the important one. Moral of the story is sacrificing yourself. The truest act, the strongest act of true love is to sacrifice yourself for someone else you love. And that's the story of the gospel. And that's the story that Frozen, that's the same message Frozen puts out. So I love it. My best friend, my roommate in college, Frozen was her favorite movie. And she would say that. She's like, it's my favorite movie because it's just, 1, it's Disney and it's fabulous. But 2, it's such a strong picture of the gospel. And I 100% agree with her. And I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, which means our girls, Anna and Elsa, got a 29. That's our highest score so far. But I honestly, at this moment, I don't know where I'm going to put it. So while I'm deliberating that, let me just say this. No dark, ominous birds in either. Guys, it broke my heart. I was watching Cinderella and I was like, where's the dark ominous bird? We have a dark ominous cat. Where's the bird? Where's the bird? No bird. No dark ominous bird. And then I was like, Frozen, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have it, but I watched an eagle for it. And I couldn't see a single dark ominous bird. It was very sad. We got 4 movies in with all dark ominous birds. Maybe next time. Maybe next time we'll find it again. So Anna and Elsa are fabulous. I don't like this moment. I kind of feel like she belongs here, but I don't want to put them above Mulan. I don't like it. I'm feeling a lot of conflicting emotions. I honestly don't know if they belong above or below Mulan. It's hard. It's really hard. And I also think they're getting an unfair advantage because there's 2 of them. Which is my own fault because I shouldn't have included them because they're my cheater anyway. All right, I think I just have to do it. I have to put them. Oh my gosh, Mulan's moving to the middle and I am heartbroken. Gut-wrenching moment right here, guys. Putting Mulan as number 4. I mean, guys, this is the challenge of quarantine. This is the challenge, is putting your homegirl Mulan, who you've looked up to your whole life, at number 4. I hope your taste better than mine. I'm just kidding, guys. I love you. I hope to see you on our services tomorrow. On-ramp at 1:30, highway at 2:30. I will see you guys there. I love you. God loves you more. Have a fantastic day.